So Hugh,
Yes.
all the way from Canada,
Yes.
currently residing in Australia.
New Zealand. Australasia, I guess. We don't have.
Australasia, because I'm, Team APAC. I want to talk to you today about just real estate on a global scale, some of the changes that you are seeing, some of the opportunities that you are seeing, and I know that you're part of a really fantastic team over in Canada that is huge as well. So being here at EXPCon, what is some of the stuff that's ringing true for you?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I'm really noticing, at least at EXPCon, is the door is open from every agent in this company. Someone that I have never met in my entire life that I've shook hands with and introduced for about 5 minutes is interested to have a Zoom call with me, link up on a video chat or even through our workplace, EXP platform. And the collaboration and support is from every single agent. And those agents that are out there producing and speaking at the events are actual people in the industry, out there doing deals, taking names, selling a crap load of property, and that's amazing.
And here, dishing up and delivering the goods out of the kindness of their heart for their fellow partners. In terms of collaboration, I've never seen that at all, let alone that on the scale that we are seeing here. And then I think on top of that, there's so many other cool things that EXP is delivering. We're currently sitting in the luxury lounge, for instance, and I've even got local agents across Australia and New Zealand sort of coming to me going, I can be a luxury agent. And that has never been a thought for them prior, and to be able to be in one of those countries and to sit in front of a client who's looking at selling their property and to be able to say, I can take you global, that's pretty huge.
Yes. And the reach that we have is far exceeding any other company that's out there, and yet the agent is not using the brand as leverage, they're using themselves as leverage, whether they're with the luxury division or they're just a normal listing and selling property. Whether you do 1 or 2 deals a year or you do 500, it doesn't really matter because you are the brand, the relationship is with your clients. And so no matter what you're doing, your agents follow you because of you're a leader, right? And this is where the pros are going to grow, and they're seeing that value for their business.
That's actually one of the things you just brought up, something that I personally as an agent love about this company. And as somebody who's been in real estate for 17 years, showing my age now, I've always had that. Firstly, I've always had to give away half of my commission. I've never really understood the value in terms of giving away half of my commission, but on top of that, I felt like somebody was always breathing down the back of my neck, like creating that pressure cooker, if you will, of I want more from you, I want more from you. And not everybody wants to be $1 million writer. And I don't think that that's really understood outside of this space. I have 4 children. The idea of writing $1 million in GCI every year, that would freak me out. That's not what I want to do, and that's because my priorities are actually my family, and I do this for them, and I love doing it. But if I had to do it in a different way, I think that's potentially why in the past I haven't enjoyed real estate as much as I do now, because there was that pressure cooker sort of situation. Now I get to really align and partner with who I want to work with, and it's brilliant.
That's right. And that comes from the atmosphere within the culture of the company, right? EXP is the model that is creating abundance. And so when you've got competitors in your office, looking over your shoulder, hearing you on the phone, your guard is up when you're talking to your clients.
Often it's the directors and principals too that are in competition with you.
And you know what, that's just natural because unfortunately that's just the way business works in the old way of doing real estate. We are moving into the future doing a new way of business where the agents are the owners, the agents are collaborating with other agents, even if you have no commission, that's like a referral, that is unbelievable. And so that shows not only agent to agent, but that shows how they're interacting with their clients, which is going to do many things. It's going to give them more business because their clients trust them. It's going to get them more referrals because they're giving a better experience to their client. And not only that, but if they wanted to take 6 months off and do some traveling because they just had a kick-butt year and then the market goes slow, they can go do that.
They can. And I want to make it super clear that even though I sell less property potentially than what I would have been made to at a traditional office, I probably earn more now than what I've ever earned in real estate. And that's almost unbelievable that you can do that. And when people say, "Oh, that's ridiculous, you can't have your cake and eat it too," I beg to differ. I've found
it's even sweeter too. It's pretty sweet. It is. It's very sweet. It's very sweet. Now, that's definitely a conversation for agents that want freedom, but there's also agents out there that want pressure because they grow under pressure. I know I do. I'll speak for myself at least. I grow under pressure. And so I have an influence. I have people that are influencing me as well and putting the pressure on me when I engage, of course. So it's up to us to go out there and, go out there and thrive in that sense. And
I've also found the training here, like just thinking about what you're talking about there. I've always sort of gone, where's the value in my $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 this year that I've given to the office? I probably find more value, more training, more of everything, just more abundance all across the board. And I don't have to pay for it.
yes, it's expensive. It is expensive. That's definitely a game changer.
But I do often hear, I want your take on this, because you've had an entire team join in New Zealand.
Yes.
And that was just over a year ago, but they came to last year's EXPCon saying, "This is too good to be true. We're coming to debunk it."
Yes, that's funny you say that. So their office owner sent their 2 most productive agents to go check out our model and find every hole that they can poke in this business to make sure that they didn't choose us in that sense. So they came here and every answer that they got to their questions had no holes in it. And if you want to come find holes, we invite people to come and take a look.
I find holes, I'm still looking for them.
And I can see why they wanted to do that, because at least being in New Zealand, the most common industry practice is taking 50% or more, including your franchise fees. And so if you're writing $500,000 in GCI, you're taking home less than $250,000 because you've got a cost off the top as well. Now, that is something that is just common practice. And there's nothing wrong with that or how that's been, put into the industry, because that's just what everyone's doing. So when we come in and we say, hey, agents, you get a threshold where you make up to 100% after you pay enough to just cover your costs for subscriptions and someone to help support you with a licensee and a transaction coordination. It does sound too good to be true when you have the mindset of the old way of doing business.
I love it.
So if you have a mindset of abundance, then this model will make sense. But if you don't have that mindset, we're probably not the right fit.
We're not used to seeing it. You talk about New Zealand, that's probably, a little bit more traditional even than what Australia is. But even in Australia, you do have a movement happening now, and you've got a lot more, I guess, competition in that space. You've got some, fierce competitors in that space. I don't think any of them will come close to what we offer on a global scale. Like we heard yesterday, we're 15 years ahead now. Try catch up, it's going to be really tough. But there's still that traditional mindset, which is very interesting, being in 2024, nearly 2025, where people still have that non-traditional anything else, it seems, but very traditional in that sort of workspace of giving it away. And look, I still speak to my old principal that I first started with. He's a really great guy, but it didn't take me very long personally to work out that they were telling me I was an independent contractor. I really wasn't an independent contractor. I couldn't write my own paychecks. I was bound to what they were telling me I had to charge, what I had to pay, the branding that I had to have. I could never really have my own branding, although they did try and sell that as like, oh, you can use your name. and our brand.
Yeah. And that's what I've noticed as well, especially for teams that are out there mentoring and coaching new agents. No matter what old school business that you work with, it's the brand at the very front with your name and your team at the bottom. And we flip that and we put the agent at the very big front and we put ours at the very bottom, only just because it's for compliance. That's it. So we handle all of our compliance, we make sure we follow the regulations, and of course, that is something that's uncommon in terms of branding perspective to the general public.
Yeah.
And so this is giving agents the freedom to be independent without needing to take on the costs, the liability, the management, and the list keeps going on. It's insane.
I wanted to grow that office, as you know.
Yes.
I wanted my own office. I wanted to fork out 2, 3, 4, 500,000.
At least, just to start.
Yeah, just to start.
That's not even ongoing
Yeah,
costs.
That's not with the monthly and weekly costs that you're
That's
going
right.
to have, let alone the risk and stress of having somebody up on stage just yesterday talking about how, yeah, the business was making huge revenue, but the profit was only this big and I was nearly killing myself
That's right.
doing it. And, you know, if
That's
I
right.
kept that up, I could have gone.
That's right, that's right. I was actually just in a breakout session where a independent owner had the world's biggest team from one office around the world, and they partnered with EXP, and yeah, they lost a few agents because again, this isn't the right fit for everyone, and they're more profitable. Even though on paper, you know, before expenses, they're bringing in the most revenue, but as we know, people in business care about after expenses, and they were not profitable. They were writing this insane amount of money, and by the time they wrote their check, it was minimal.
Absolutely. One of the key things, not just in real estate, but across the globe, right, in business, we all know this, you really can't argue, is data. And so for me, I worked out pretty quickly, if I don't own my database and therefore every relationship with each person that I'm building on a daily basis, I effectively own nothing. And the idea that I was going to keep writing business and wait till somebody offered me a partnership at $1.2 million I knew it just wasn't in my future.
And honestly, on that topic, that old mindset isn't even actually a business.
No.
Because you're basically a high-paid employee that sort of calls your own shots, but still not really. Where a business owner that actually owns their data, they own and write their own commission checks, they set their own commission structures, they run their own branding, they have full autonomy, right? And that is not provided to agents unless you have a big checkbook.
The other thing is, we all know that if you go to sell your real estate business, the sales side is, you know, it's the cream on the top, but it's not what is worth anything at the end of the day. And the only thing, if you look at across Australasia, Australia and New Zealand, that really is worth money is your property management portfolio, which is often comes as a secondary thought to many.
Well, that's
We
why.
still do that here too.
Definitely, and that's why business owners love our model, because we actually don't have the affiliation with the property management, but they still incorporate the sales side where they can leverage the EXP offerings and still keep that profitability of the property management.
We know personally what I've done, and look, that's not going to be for everybody. Some people really want to maintain their own whole property management portfolio and team. That's cool. You know, I see myself as a centralised business here. And then I've got EXP branching out here for my sales component, my training, my help, all that sort of stuff. And then I've got another branch off here with another business similar, nowhere near as great, who actually runs my day-to-day property management while I own it. And so again, I go back to having my cake and eating it too. People saying that that's not a thing, you can't do that. And you absolutely can if you partner with EXP.
That's right, no kidding. So what's one thing that you saw the first time that you joined EXP? What was that first sort of big thing for you?
The first big thing for me was actually the commission splits, because I hadn't really seen commission splits like that anywhere else. Even if competitors had offered 100%, which for me, I've only seen one or two out there doing it. I still had to pay like $1,000 a month, which seems ridiculous to me. For what? What am I getting for that $1,000 a month, you know? And whereas at EXP, you know, that first quarter payments with those other people, that's my whole year. My whole year of running my business.
Not including the money you're getting back through the stocks, the cap, right? If you're building a team.
Such a small monthly fee, like, and then I worked out here that I cannot get the same thing anywhere else. And for what I pay on a monthly basis for my whole business sales setup with EXP, I can't even get one of the subscriptions that I need for that price. So yes, it might cost $1,000. Do we charge the people $1,000 a month? No. It's probably what it costs though, because if you're choosing to absolutely go independent, I see this as independent with a big, huge business, global business partner that helps me to do everything so I can concentrate on the good stuff.
That's right. Only 3 out of the 20, 25-ish subscriptions that are included in the monthly membership cost are the same price as the entire year for 3 out of those 20, 25, right? And so there's all this extra layer and depth. And like I said in that other room that had the biggest office in the world for one central location, they're seeing so much value in that it's a no-brainer. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
The other stuff that I saw once I sort of got round the splits and went, okay, that's seriously a great offering. You can't really beat that. Then I saw the ability to have my own brand, to have my own database that was mine. And the other thing that I liked is EXP didn't feel this need to lock me into anything.
No restraints of trade. It's a white label in a sense, so your colors, your logos, your designs.
But everyone else does. Everyone else wants you to sign a 5-year contract, pay me thousands of dollars if you change your mind. I saw this as risk-free. And once I took the leap of faith, it just got better and better and better and better. And you can't sit here and talk about all the good stuff that we have to offer in the time frame that we have. But all I can say is I saw this great stuff. It was an amazing way of me forging forward to do business at a really cost-effective rate. It was all mine, so if I ever chose to unpartner, not that I ever would, I got to take it all with me.
So you have the option. You have the option.
The too good to be true is actually true here. That's what I found.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I love that. That's great, sounds great. Well, thanks Emily for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to a lot of the growth and success that we have coming forward. And of course the welcoming and final party that we have tonight as well.
Yeah, thank you.